We are counting down the top 10 most disturbing internet-born conspiracy theories ever to grip the American imagination. Ranked by their alleged evidence, from grainy photos and viral rumors to court-verified crimes, this list spans space-age hoaxes, bizarre government plots, and tragedies twisted by denial. Which narrative has the weakest proof? And which one left scars confirmed by law? Let's begin the countdown with number 10. In the 10th place, the moon landing hoax stands as a classic example of internet-fueled skepticism with little solid ground. The core claim insists that NASA faked the 1969 Apollo 11 mission, staging the moonwalk on Earth to win the space race. This theory gained traction after Bill Kaysing, a former NASA contractor, self-published "We Never Went to the Moon" in 1976, sparking decades of doubt. Supporters point to supposed photographic anomalies, shadows that don't align, a flag that appears to wave despite the vacuum, and concerns about astronauts surviving the Van Allen radiation belts. Yet, these claims unravel under scrutiny. Over 382 kilograms of lunar rocks have been analyzed by more than 800 independent labs worldwide, all confirming their extraterrestrial origin. Soviet and later satellite tracking confirmed Apollo's trajectory. While the internet has kept this theory alive, the lack of credible evidence places it firmly at the bottom of the list. Number 9. The Roswell UFO crash remains one of the most persistent mysteries born from a single official reversal. In July 1947, the Roswell Army Airfield issued a press release claiming recovery of a flying disc, only to retract the statement within hours and blame a weather balloon. This abrupt reversal fueled decades of speculation. Over 600 eyewitnesses have since described strange debris, some insisting it was not of this Earth. Archival photos, including the famous image of Major Jesse Marcel displaying metallic fragments, continue to circulate as supposed proof. The story evolved further in the late 1970s when interviews and books suggested a government cover-up of alien bodies and technology. Yet in 1994, the U.S. Air Force released a comprehensive report identifying the wreckage as part of Project Mogul, a secret program using high-altitude balloons. Despite these disclosures, the combination of official confusion and enduring witness claims keeps the Roswell legend alive. In 8th place, the JFK assassination has generated a web of competing theories and official investigations since President Kennedy was shot in Dallas on November 22, 1963. The Zapruder film, with its infamous frame 313 showing Kennedy's head snapping backward, became the focal point for debates over the number and direction of shots. The Warren Commission's 1964 report concluded that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone, relying on ballistics, eyewitness testimony, and Oswald's rifle. Yet public skepticism only grew, fueled by the House Select Committee on Assassinations in 1979, which found a 95% probability that a second gunman fired, based on disputed acoustic evidence from a police dictabelt. That acoustic finding, however, was challenged by a 1982 review by the National Academy of Sciences, which determined the sounds were not gunshots at all. Decades of declassified files, congressional hearings, and forensic analysis have produced a vast record, but no consensus. Enduring controversy places JFK conspiracies high on the list, driven by both the depth of official inquiry and the persistence of unresolved questions. Number 7. MK Ultra stands as one of the most thoroughly documented government conspiracies ever brought to light. Launched by the CIA in 1953, this secret program ran for 2 decades, aiming to develop mind control techniques through experiments on unwitting subjects. The true extent of MK Ultra only became clear in 1977, when more than 20,000 pages of financial records, overlooked during a mass destruction of files, surfaced through a Freedom of Information Act request. Senate hearings led by the Church Committee revealed that the CIA had funded more than 130 subprojects, including covert LSD dosing, sensory deprivation, and hypnosis, often in violation of the Nuremberg Code. The story of Frank Olson, a government scientist who died after being secretly drugged, brought a human face to the abuses. Public outrage followed as details emerged of non-consensual experiments in prisons, hospitals, and universities. Unlike most conspiracy theories, MKUltra's existence is confirmed by declassified documents and sworn testimony, fueling lasting mistrust of intelligence agencies. Number 6. COINTELPRO exposed the hidden machinery of FBI surveillance against American citizens. Launched in 1956, the program authorized covert operations targeting civil rights leaders, anti-war activists, and groups like the Black Panthers. The true scale of COINTELPRO only came to light in 1971, when activists broke into a small FBI office in Media, Pennsylvania, and retrieved over 7,000 pages of secret files. These documents revealed a campaign of wiretaps, forged letters, and attempts to sow distrust, even plots to undermine Martin Luther King Jr. through anonymous threats and blackmail. The Church Committee's 1976 investigation condemned these actions as clear violations of constitutional rights, but it found no direct proof of sanctioned killings. The volume of declassified memos and the public reckoning that followed set COINTELPRO apart from more speculative theories, cementing its place as a documented abuse that reshaped American attitudes toward government surveillance. Number 5. The Tuskegee syphilis study stands as a documented case of medical betrayal that shaped generations of distrust. Beginning in 1932, the U.S. Public Health Service enrolled 399 black men in Macon County, Alabama, under the guise of free treatment for bad blood. In reality, these men were deliberately left untreated for syphilis, even after penicillin became the standard cure in the 1940s. The study continued for 40 years, with researchers observing the progression of the disease rather than intervening. In 1972, an Associated Press expose brought the full scope of the abuse to light, sparking national outrage. The government's own records confirmed the systematic withholding of care. The fallout led to congressional hearings, new regulations for human subject research, and, in 1997, a formal presidential apology. Unlike rumors or speculation, the Tuskegee study's legacy rests on official documents and survivor testimony, making it one of the most thoroughly substantiated conspiracies in American history. Number 4. Operation Northwoods reveals how even unexecuted government plans can fuel decades of suspicion. In 1962, the U.S. Joint Chiefs of Staff drafted a series of proposals aimed at provoking war with Cuba, suggesting staged hijackings, fake attacks on American civilians, and the sinking of refugee boats. The logic was straightforward: create false flag incidents, blame them on Castro, and rally public support for military intervention. These plans were formally presented in a memo to Secretary of Defense Robert McNamara, but the ultimate decision rested with President John F. Kennedy. Kennedy flatly rejected the proposals, refusing to authorize any action. For years, Operation Northwoods remained hidden from public view. That changed in 1997 when a Freedom of Information Act request led to the memo's declassification, its details first reported by journalist James Bamford. While none of the plans were ever put into action, the existence of official documents outlining such schemes continues to blur the line between paranoid speculation and historical fact. Coming to the top 3 9/11 inside job theories mark a turning point in the Internet's influence on conspiracy culture. Hours after the September 11th attacks, online forums began circulating claims that the destruction of the Twin Towers, especially World Trade Center 7, could not have been caused by hijacked planes alone. The 2005 film Loose Change brought these ideas into the mainstream, amassing tens of millions of views and fueling debates about controlled demolition, mysterious explosions, and the infamous "pull it" remark attributed to a building owner. Supporters point to video footage of the symmetrical collapse of World Trade Center 7 and eyewitness accounts of secondary blasts as their primary evidence. Yet, in 2008, the National Institute of Standards and Technology released a final report concluding that fire, not explosives, triggered the building's failure, citing thermal expansion and the failure of a single internal column. Despite the viral power of internet videos and forums, the engineering consensus and lack of physical proof keep 9/11 inside job claims in the mid-range of the evidence spectrum. Number 2. Pizzagate and QAnon reveal how internet myth-making can leap from online forums to real-world danger. In October 2016, a Reddit post on the subreddit Are the Donald claimed coded messages in John Podesta's leaked emails pointed to a child trafficking ring hidden in a Washington, D.C. pizzeria. The story exploded across Reddit, 4chan, and Twitter, boosted by algorithms and viral reposts. Despite having no credible evidence, the theory gained so much traction that on December 4, 2016, Edgar Welch drove from North Carolina and entered Comet Ping Pong armed, firing a rifle in search of supposed victims. He was arrested and convicted, but the idea only mutated. By late 2017, anonymous Q drops on 4chan and 8chan spun the narrative into QAnon, claiming a global cabal and secret government battles. The FBI labeled QAnon a domestic terror threat in 2019, citing its potential for violence. Pizzagate and QAnon stand out for their sheer volume of digital artifacts, legal consequences, and the way algorithmic amplification transformed rumor into a movement with real-world harm. And finally, in first place, Sandy Hook denial stands as the most thoroughly documented case of an internet-born conspiracy causing real-world harm. After the 2012 shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary School, online figures claimed the tragedy was staged, fueling years of harassment against grieving families. These false narratives spread rapidly, amplified by social media and fringe outlets. The legal reckoning arrived between 2018 and 2022, when courts in Connecticut and Texas found prominent conspiracy broadcasters liable for defamation. Verdicts totaled over $1 billion in damages, with judges citing clear evidence that hoax claims led directly to threats, stalking, and emotional torment for survivors. The scale of the judgments, the volume of court filings, and the ongoing enforcement efforts set Sandy Hook denial apart, not just as a disturbing internet phenomenon, but as a cautionary example of how disinformation can devastate lives and prompt historic legal accountability. Across all 10 entries, one pattern stands out. The internet amplifies suspicion by blurring fact and fiction, making weak evidence feel compelling. These viral theories reveal how distrust, fueled by technology, shapes what millions believe. In the digital age, truth faces its toughest test yet.